was is, uh, she was the only person to get an
So
extension on the film fest deadline and turned it in the day of, and they still let her do it. So like she has gotten a lot of special treatment from.
She got that luck.
I'm sorry, who was it?
You can call
She
it
got that movie mentioned.
Who was it?
JB. Yeah, I like JB.
Oh,
It's just
Jess
like
Venkatesh?
it's just kind of fucked up that like she gets a lot of special treatment. I do like Jess a lot.
Is there like a
Mixed
certain
bag.
part of like the film festival? There's like a criteria that you have to fill.
I think yeah, like essentially they have their own little thing.
Like you said, like she's already graduated. Like,
But
how
I
does
think
that
because
possible?
it wasn't over a year ago. That was
Did she wrap filming like over the summer last year?
It was the
Yeah,
summer
it's-
project. Yeah.
Oh, it's not one of the. It's one of the.
Yeah.
I mean, I get it, but she was also graduated. I thought it was
Yeah.
whatever.
Whatever. Here, this is a guitar scene.
I'll put $500.
Yeah, there was like $600.
Down
Down the
I
drain.
saw that. I was like,
Less than-
holy shit. It's like 300 actually.
Was it really? How much was the guitar?
Free.
Free. How much was that drum kit that you just fucked up?
75.
Fire.
Goodwill, baby.
Interesting.
Shit that's already broken, and then you just.
Bro, so shit, I know I'm in it.
Maybe
Like the
bro.
first,
So you want to see your scene?
I do kind of want to see it.
You wanna see yours?
This is gonna be so funny. Holy
It's so good. I love it.
What? Dude, that's new. You said you had some bug for me? I know what I said. Down, just give me a second. I was pounding at the door for like 5 goddamn minutes, dude. No one else let you in? No, man. These fuckers. Here, take this. I'll do it for 25. Line that. 25? Dude, you're the best, man. Thank you. Yeah. Just be safe out there, all right? Yeah, for sure. Yo, quick question about Jack. You know, he was saying some crazy shit about him, like going nuts, off himself. Ain't that true? Katie, why are you talking to her? Just go home, Skip. That's it. That's me, guys. That is
This man in the Oscar.
I hate that cut.
Yes.
I hate that cut. Like when they close the door and it cuts to the other angle. And I was like, that like looks like a really awkward jump cut. And they were like, no, it's perfect. In case
She's easy shit, but like,
Dude, so just
I liked it.
you liked it?
I haven't seen the whole thing, but I like what I saw. I love the fucking smashing scene.
I enjoy it.
Smash.
Enjoy it.
It's nuts on the drum set.
It's okay. I'll just pregame the fuck out of the film goes.
I'm gonna get so fucked up at the
Yeah.
open bar.
Me too.
I'm taking full advantage just to Hey yo, you're going to Film Fest?
Yeah.
Nice.
I'm gonna look so good in my goth cowboy outfit and just get
I
absolutely
haven't
wasted.
gotten anything for it.
Have you seen Infinity Pool?
Not yet. It's
What?
on fucking.
Oh,
Oh, nice.
Yeah. I think it's on Showtime or Prime or some shit. But
Infinity
Pool. I was just thinking like cowboy goth, like Alexander Skarsgård wears like a leash in that movie. So I was like,
Whoa.
there's like a cowboy put like a leash around your neck, and have someone like take you to the film festival.
No.
Like in my suit.
You liked when I said dog person? I was like, I have to write it like I don't know, like dog person. I was like, that's
I looked at it and I was just like, like, I was like,
it's a shit school.
Should I just begin my hour and
I
9
say
minute
you go first. We have ready so far, and
Okay, so we'll just go scene by scene. So it starts at a graveyard. They're burying this woman, and we learn that it is this guy, Mason's wife. His daughter. Yo, she did kind of bad though. You know,
Okay.
the photo.
No, they know. Now I know, yeah. Continue.
He's very sad, you know, as you would be when your wife dies. Standard stuff. Uh, he's not really. He has a
criminal records. So he starts looking for a job, but can't really find one. And he's approached by this guy named Michael, and he's like, "Yo, bro, I can help you out with that. You just got to get your hands dirty. I've heard about you. You're pretty good at your job." And so, yeah, we get a montage of him doing a bunch of different robberies, like house robberies, bank robberies, truck robberies, restaurant. I don't know. He did a lot of different robberies, and we cut to the present, and he just finished doing like this bank heist, and he's paired up with this crazy guy named Craig.
Greg.
Craig is
Greg?
Yeah, Craig's like the name of a
Greg
song.
or Greg?
I was thinking
Greg.
like Greg
With
Heffley.
a
C. Yeah.
Tim Greg, like Greg Heffley.
Yeah.
Dude, there's like this. Never mind. But so this guy is a lunatic, not paying attention. He hits another car, a father and his daughter, and before anyone can react, uh, you know, father gets shot by the crazy guy. Yeah, and then Mason stays behind because he has like this whole rule about like people don't get hurt. He has like a moral code. Uh, and so he stays behind, ends up going to prison, even though he was trying to help the guy. Gets 20 years, serves the 20 years, but he meets a cool guy named Leon. He becomes like his best friend, and they bond. Leon like robbed the Secretary of Defense's car and like took it for a joyride. He crashed into a tree, so he got like prosecuted to the full extent. It's a long story.
Mm.
It's a long story.
It's really
can
not.
see
It's
it.
about 2 but yeah, so he has to leave his daughter behind to the Child Protective Services. And 20 years later, we just cut basically to that point. And he's out of jail. Leon picks him up. They go see his daughter. His daughter hates him.
So how old is Mason present?
In his mid-30s. So
And
he's
how old is
about
his kid?
10.
Okay.
Yeah. And so she's like 31 when he gets out. And he basically missed her whole life. And she hates him, but he notices that she's really struggling because her husband passed away. So he's like, okay, well, I'll just do this under the table, anonymous, money donation, I guess. And so he starts talking to Michael again. He's like, you owe me, you gotta help me out. Michael's like, you're a fucking idiot for like staying behind at the crime scene and not just dipping. So I'm not gonna give you the money. Instead, you're gonna have to do this job for me. And it's the heist in the house. And basically he gets to meet more of his crew or like the crew sign him. I think like the AV driver or some shit. And there's a dickhead named James, cocky douchebag, uh, literally only talks about women in a sexist and degrading way, and his whole personality is that of a slob. Then there's Marcus. Marcus doesn't say anything. I think it's funny. I never seen a line of the dialogue. But he just is like tough. He's a tough guy.
Does he make like
Buzz
facial
cut, clearly been in the
expressions?
military. What?
Does he make like facial expressions in response to like it's not like he's like ignored, but he's like
Yeah, he just
he's
gets
involved, but like does not say anything.
I was writing it. I was just thinking of like, God, like in wrestling or like pro wrestling, how those guys just always have like chat
Yeah,
look on their
yeah.
faces, like they're about to beat someone down.
Doesn't actually say a word.
It's like that. Yep.
Gotcha.
You should say like one. It's like
But he's not gonna
Does
have
he
it when he
walk
dies.
I was just gonna say, does he die? He'd be like,
Right.
fuck. Fuck.
Shit.
his severity.
But only if he has like a super high pitched.
Michael gets close to a girl named Clarissa though, who her father taught her everything she knows about like technology, but that he passed um like a year before she was going to college. So she's like struggling with money to like pay her tuition. So she just kind of did this uh to make that money. And she was noticed by Michael or the guy that was like, in charge of the job for like being pretty good at tech. Yeah, that's about it. Anyway, they more montage of them buying shit, getting ready and like bonding. I don't know. I wanted them to be close and not like unfamiliar with each other, not like Reservoir Dogs or something, because I think it's more fun to have like them be somewhat acquainted. So that's what I went for, but I would change that. And yeah, they start the heist. Things go wrong. People die. Yeah, that's
Wow.
concrete so far.
Things
that
go
first
wrong, people die. How does it end? Like where's the
Uh,
story gonna go?
Mason, he realizes he kind of probably can't make things up with his daughter, but he still wants to help people. So that the twist in it is that it's this ghost, and it's like the sister of Michael, or that he's the one that got the anonymous job, and Craig is trapped in there because he there's it's not the first time a team has been sent here to like steal the thing that they need to steal, which is just a necklace, that belonged to
In a house.
the girl. Yeah. What?
Whose house is it?
Michael's house, old house. There's like this
Wait,
whole
wait,
backstory.
wait, where does the necklace?
him-
I feel like what they're stealing should be important.
It is.
So
Well,
what's the necklace?
Yeah.
It has a diamond in it or something.
Well, like whose necklace is?
Oh, it's the ghost of the girl that haunts the house.
Okay, isn't that the
And-
sister of Mason?
She like drove. Yeah, no, Michael, the guy that
She's
approached
Michael's
Mason to get into like
sister.
Oh,
And so
She's dead.
at some point when Mason was in prison, a horrible tragedy happened to Michael. And he's kind of been fucked up since. And he can't let go. Because he's a character I've written to like he does bad things and he kind of just doesn't think about the consequences because it doesn't affect him personally until it did. And it kind of left him a broken man because I don't know, life is unfair. He's entitled to that opinion or something. And so rather than do the job himself, he has a bunch of teams of criminals going. And
Is
they
he like
all the
scared
time.
to go in or?
Yeah, yeah. But also, I think he's just trying to make his sister happy because she's lonely, but he doesn't want to be alone. So anyway, Mason stays behind. He promises to take care of the little girl ghost, and he lets Clarissa escape with the necklace. Then go confronts Michael and kills him, and then she drives off into the sunset, presumably to drop off the money to Mason's daughter. Yeah. I don't know. It's a scatterbrained ending. I'm working.
Hmm.
It worked better with the short film than as in my feature. So I don't know. I still got 40 pages. I got to write.
the way it kind of reminds me of like there's this movie I saw at Sundance called Scrapper, and it was about like this father who had like spent time in like jail and he comes back trying to get back in this little girl's life, but she's like living like super independent. She's like, I don't need you. She's like 9. Like, she needs him regardless, you know. But like I think you have to be very like make sure that you're expressing as to like why like you can't just be like, oh yeah, like I know I'm not gonna get back in my daughter's life. I'm just gonna like move on. Like I feel like as an abandoning father, like someone who is or someone who does or have
Yeah.
abandoned their kid, there's always a sense of guilt and it's always gonna take them to the grave. Kind of like I don't know if you've seen like Place Beyond the Pines with Ryan Gosling. I feel like that's another great example of how like he will steal money for his kid. Like he will still do bad shit to steal. So you just make sure you're able to empathize for the character as to what he's doing and why he's doing it for their daughter and kind of like make sure that attachment's still there. Not like, oh like I'm never gonna get back in my daughter's life. Fuck it. Whatever.
No, it's not like that. Like he's trying to support her.
Gotcha.
She's got like tons of overdue bills
Yeah.
and stuff.
I mean, you were describing
And,
very
like,
like
the reason
quickly
why he
and
got it in the first place is he was desperate. But then there's a point where his like desperation just became a pleasure of his.
Hmm.
And so that's really what like separated them because he talks about it, but they had more than enough money off of like the first few jobs or whatever before he got caught. And then he gets caught and then that's all gone out the window. And so he feels a lot of regret to that. And so that's why he does the job. But ultimately the job, he kind of realizes he's fucked. I think. So he's just like, okay, what's the best I could do with my situation? And so he sees Clarissa, who he sees a lot of his own daughter in, but just like if she had like, I don't know, truly grown up without her father died. And it's like there's a parallel there I'm working on.
I think what you can no, I think it's good. I think what you can do though is like since you said like his earlier jobs gave him that money, they were kind of loaded until he got arrested.
Yeah.
What you can do is like now the time has gone forward where like the daughter doesn't care about the money. It's like I don't care about the money, you know, because he's doing this job for her because he thinks that's what's best for her and to kind of get back into her life.
Yeah.
Maybe there could be a way where you can.
I just don't foresee her having that money still from like when she was young.
Right. It's all gone. But like growing up, she realizes that oh, like
Yeah,
He was
but
taking
money still rules the world. She has to take care of
course,
her
of
3
course,
kids
sure.
and shit. At least that's how I wrote it. Maybe the kids thing is too easy. But
college.
I'm brainstorming it. What?
It could be college or debt.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, yeah. I was thinking that like or just like
Because then she's having that's grandkids for the main character. It's like, oh shit.
yeah, and that's what I think he also like seeks to be connected with his grandchildren who he doesn't know. To them, he's a complete stranger, and so he wants to start and he wants to start on the right foot, but he doesn't. So he figures that the money thing will be that way, even though it's very shallow. Like thinking.
How are you gonna add the horror element to it?
The ghost.
I like it when films are like normal for the first 2 acts to an extent. Like there's still some crazy shit, like the truck accident where he gets into, or yeah,
So
or like
bad shit crazy.
the montage of him robbing places. But like, yeah, third act, I feel like something fucking nuts should just happen. I feel like it's more fun, like when something just surprising and you don't expect just happens.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Um,
Just don't go too overboard where it's
No,
like,
yeah.
okay, what the fuck just happened? Like
I
that
do
was
want to.
so
It's
like,
a 3 mansion house. Or place. It's I've written. I really want to see a guy get thrown off the top floor.
Yeah.
She flung it like 3 stories.
Did you ever see 10 Cloverfield Lane?
Is that the one with fucking
John
guy?
Goodman.
Yeah.
Did you ever see it?
Part of it.
Did
Didn't
you guys ever
finish
see it?
I've seen it, yeah. At the
Okay.
very end when like the fucking monster is outside the
Yeah.
house.
So
Yeah.
like 90, I was just because you had mentioned it,
Yeah.
like 90% of that movie, in my opinion, was like really, really good. And I was like, oh, this is sick. And then I feel like in the last like 20 minutes, it just went so balls to the wall insane that I was like,
It just takes you out.
it takes you like
So
it's
just finding that fine line.
yeah,
Yeah,
because like the movie is like a very kind of like slow burn, creepy
It's like
thriller.
a chamber piece in a way where it's in
Yeah.
one location, like driving in one
And then
mental-
you
yeah.
know like something bad is outside, and then it like turns out to be like aliens, and there's an alien spaceship, and she destroys this giant alien spaceship with a single Molotov cocktail. I will
Yep.
never forget that.
Yep.
And I was like, way to
Really?
ruin like a really good
I watched
fucking
up until
Spoiler
the
alert.
guy got fucking
burn in the acid.
yeah.
No,
Who directed that movie? Was it-
I forget, but like I said, she destroys a giant alien spaceship with a single Molotov cocktail, and I will never forget that. And it really upset me, and it ruined the whole movie for me.
It was so
Wow.
good to that moment
Yeah.
too. Yeah.
And
It's
like
like 90% Rotten Tomatoes.
90%.
Yeah.
Well,
90% of it was good. Yeah, 90%. They were like, well, I liked it, but
Oh, it was David Trottenberg. He just did a Prey. Prey.
I thought that shit was
I
like
heard that
okay.
was really good.
I thought it was mid, but
I thought it was
Okay.
I thought it was good. That is what I will say. I thought it was a good.
everyone was praising it.
I think I don't know. I just didn't like this cinematography.
I think it was just because
Like,
it's refreshing
not
for the franchise.
so
That's what it
And
is.
I also think it got praised because 9 out of 10 like franchise revamps are like not good at all and just kind of ruin the
Yeah.
original
No, they're
franchise. So when it was like decent, people were like, "Oh shit!" People were like, "Oh shit!"
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, no, yeah, just don't put aliens in your story.
No.
Please, yeah.
I just want to mess with crazy actors.
Actually, get like a flamethrower and have like a alien ride like a magical surfboard to the mansion.
Mm-mm.
Just burn the whole thing down, and then like the
And the Knight
military
Rider
comes
shows
in.
up.
They show up and bomb the place.
Yeah,
It's gotta go.
Jack the Ripper just
Yeah.
comes out of nowhere.
No, okay, so I'm trying to think of what tragedy could befall a mansion, but like
Tax
oh,
evasion.
the house is fine, but the person dies in the inside.
Carbon monoxide.
That's so true.
Miss-
That's
some of
so
that shit,
lame.
What about okay, my sister just
She
kind of like
passed from carbon monoxide poisoning.
what about this? Seems such a big house.
Drowning.
There you go.
That
Kind of like in dark water.
Well, like remember how you said you want someone to be thrown off the top floor, right? Top floor,
Yeah.
right?
You think she fell off?
Think
and
about-
splatted?
Not about falling off, but like, what if she just hung herself? There's a big home, they're rich, it seems like rich people are the most depressing people sometimes.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people don't care about them, you know, and they're lonely. She just killed herself.
But didn't you also say she was like a child?
Yeah. I don't really know any child.
She
but
could be older.
I guess yeah. That don't matter.
Maybe she's like a creepy goth.
The
girl,
ghost like
just
regresses
so-
between
like,
older and
yeah.
younger versions of itself. So maybe it died when it was like fucking out. 19.
Oh, that works.
Maybe
too.
maybe she has like like sleep trauma or some shit, and she like
She's just crazy from the
Oh
get-go.
yeah, like chronic sleepwalking disorder.
yeah, some shit like that.
And then like in the house when they're searching it for the first time, like at the very top, they can see like a break in like the what is it?
Hey, yo.
Fucking banister, like the stairs. And so they're like, what the like how did this everything else in this house is perfect except for
Yeah.
this? She fucking sleepwalk and
Yeah,
Right
I,
on.
I honestly I like that.
Or you can do some like really creepy shit. Like I don't know if you've seen Night House or Relic.
I really want to watch Night House, bro.
Dude, you're a big horror guy, right?
I mean like I like horror movies.
I mean, just from what I seem like, seems like you got a pretty fucked up mind. So in a good way. I think you should watch Relic or Night House. But
I've
like
heard of Relic, I don't know Night House.
Night House is Rebecca Hall. I recommend it. I think it's on HBO. I don't know. I don't know if it's on there, but what they did was
The Night House.
the Night House. Apologies. But what the creepy part about that is that the house, in a sense, not haunted, but it's kind of like mystical in a way. Like in Relic, the house is always forever changing because it's like
Oh,
a
it's like a labyrinth.
it's like a
That's
heredity.
Relic.
Like it's all like it was made from like their great grandfather. And it was like a little shack. And then as like the lineage grows, like the house changes in a creepy way. You can maybe have like the girl become involved in some way, like this mansion, like she has it all mapped out and shit, so the walls are all creepy or you can make like certain rooms like claustrophobic.
Yeah, like the Winchester.
Yeah, like that, yeah.
There you go.
You can fuck with that a little bit too, like
Okay.
because then you're adding all different types of horror elements. Like a room's claustrophobic, this one has like your biggest fear, like some shit like that. I don't know.
If she has complete control over the house, that could add like a whole other layer to your story if you're interested in that. Like you could take that as far as you wanted, which could be kind of cool. And like you said in that last act, make everything just
Yeah.
like drop
House
hints
just
to
fucking
it.
shifting
I
and
have
shit.
I was planning writing a scene where they like get the generator on, and so like they could see, and then all the lights in the house just start fucking exploding as this person just
Popping.
starts teleporting around.
That'd be cool. Imagine like the lights are popping and like the glass is like shooting at them. Someone's gonna like stab at like the shrapnel.
Yeah.
Like, that'd be kind of fucked. They're like it's like nom. It's like
Yeah.
nom in the little
I was
mansion.
playing Phasmo and I was like freaking out because like it's a ghost game where you have to like find the ghost's identity and shit and like figure out what kind of ghost they are. And bro, in that game, it's just so creative because it's like it's made like really cheap, but they get really creative. Like they have the lights exploding, then they have the ghost like teleporting, following you or throughout the house and like rips your head off, and then yeah, it's cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
dude. I recommend
Is it on Steam?
Yeah,
Okay.
you'd like it.
$20.
Yeah,
How much?
$20.
Like,
They
fuck
have
that,
sales
man.
a lot.
Yeah, they do.
I recommend do what you want, make it like really cool, creepy. Think of it like have you ever heard of sleep paralysis before?
Wait, what?
That's some flashback right there.
Have you ever taken too much Benadryl?
Like a sleep paralysis where you just can't like you're in a dream but your body can't move.
I think I
It's,
had
like, so real.
a seizure that was like that, but
Think of that, but like think of it like you're that moment is the third act of your movie in a big fucking house. Like it's just a big old sleep
Shut
paralysis
up.
moment where like
That's
shit
fun.
feels real, but it's not at the same time. And you're not in control of it. The person in the house is. So that's a little bit of advice.
Gotcha. Are you like gonna buy Phasmo right now?
Not right now.
But, like,
Okay,
later.
it's a good game.
Nothing.
Just like 5 minutes.
Dude, Writers Room play Phasmo? Hey yo. Writers Room Phasmo group?
Phasma room.
Dude.
This handwriting is so like this looks satisfying.
Type A as fuck.
You know they took like
I
20
low-key,
minutes
like,
longer to
I
draw
was
that
so
right
like down to erase it, but I feel bad.
There's not even an eraser.
Probably took photos.
I
Wow.
can do that if I want to.
How much, if you were to run at that thing full force, how much do you think you could wipe off if you like splat?
I just splat like this.
I think we would see an outline of the body and that would be awesome.
Yeah, I think it's less wiping it off and more
I think I'd run through this
with
wall.
something else.
It's an absolute tank. I'd go right.
Yeah. And just take down the whole building.
Or just collapse.
You got a lot more than I expected.
Me? What did?
No, it was a joke, like about
Oh,
wiping it off.
gotcha.
Never mind. I'm
No,
so
no,
tired.
I put
I
it
didn't sleep
together.
at
I put
all
it
last night. I was just stressed because I was in the managers council or whatever the fuck.
The
You were
Jedi
there.
Council.
You were invited to it.
Yeah, so what had happened was initially that email was like, oh yeah, like we'll do it around noon when I got the initial email. So I woke up at 11 and I saw an email that was sent at 11 p.m. that said it started at 10 and I was like,
Oh fuck,
dope.
dude, you should join late. But yeah, it was interesting picking the new managers.
Why is that?
It's just like people like I ain't no drama queen, but like But people like get so angry over like
Mhm.
nothing, and I'm like, and they were like, they keep droning on about this like clickiness and like this, which I mean, everyone there are clicks, but like people, that's just like normal. And when you
People have
work on
friends.
separate films from other people, you're just naturally gonna form bonds with the people you work with.
Yeah.
I feel like that's just something.
Yeah.
And
It's like
there's
you're
people
closer.
crying about it. I'm like, God, just can we like pick the managers and get over
And
it?
a lot of them were seniors, right?
Yeah,
Why the fuck do you care?
exactly. Like
You're literally leaving
you're
in like
out of here.
2 days. Like in like 2 days,
The
they're gone.
UTV manager thing, the
Yeah.
selection.
Yeah, I guess.
Dude, I was trying to apply for the thing closed on me.
Oh,
When was the deadline?
like 11 p.m.
On
Saturday.
that was weird. I went on like Saturday morning to do it, and it said it was closed.
Well, I was.
What did you do, Eric?
I didn't do anything. I swear.
What did you do, man? I was trying to be a manager for
Trying to
UTV.
sabotage.
Yeah.
Dude, why didn't you get your application?
I'm
I would've
trying so
recommended
hard
you
to
so
be
hard. I
a
would've been like, this guy-
screenwriter or like the manager for the writers room.
Dude, because I don't like. Well, honestly, they picked the head writer right away, so I don't.
Who was it?
But
Grace.
Grace.
McMurdy?
But I don't know. I haven't heard great things.
See, I had Grace in my screenwriting class
Understood.
last semester, and like, no, she had great stories for sure. But like, I mean,
I just heard things
might-
about how she can't mentor.
yeah, and I think like objectively, I just think like I have more interesting scripts. I think it's just maybe my bias with myself, but I've like read her scripts, and I feel like there's so many faults within them. That just could be me. I don't know.
Dude, well, we'll
Like,
never know
the
if you want to
formatting
make
was wrong last semester. Like it's literally intermediate.
So yeah. Some
Yeah,
people
I'm so
like
sad. I'll do it. I'll do it.
Yes.
You agree?
I just said yes.
He's like, I'm gonna tell her.
honestly, I was surprised I was even invited to that thing.
I'll apply for spring.
The
I guess,
PA that got to
24.
choose everyone's fate. Fucking hilarious, dude.
There goes that theory. So
You're not a senior, you're a junior, right?
I'm actually a sophomore.
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 Yeah, bro, you carry yourself in a
Baby awe.
very higher standard, I'd say. So
Thank you.
Wait, how
you
old
seem
are you?
older.
I'm 19. No, I'm 20. Why the fuck?
So you lied.
My bad.
But
I think I'm 19 still. That's the thing. I think I'm still.
Well, I
young.
just realized that I'm gonna be 22, and that like really fucked.
When's your birthday?
June in a month.
Are
I'm
you a Gemini?
Yeah,
Well,
can't you tell?
I'm a Pisces.
I have
turned-
limited
I turned
experience
20
with
in
Gemini.
Limited?
February.
Yeah.
I'm a
Good for
Libra.
you.
Whatever that
Um,
means.
One time I went on a date with a girl and it was going really, really well. And
Yeah.
then she goes, "What's your sign?" And I was like, "Oh, I don't like to talk about it. Like people get really offended." And she was like, "No, no, no. Like I don't even care that much." And I was like, "Oh, like I'm a Gemini." And she goes, "Oh." And then she went silent for the next 20 minutes. And then I was like, "You good?" And she goes, "You can take me
Bro,
home." by the
people
way."
are weird.
And I,
God.
and I was also just like, everything was going so good. And then I was just
That's
like,
her sign.
I didn't ask.
I should have asked.
Like,
And if whatever she said, I would have been like, "Oh." So true.
no, you have to guess your sign first. Yeah, it's like, oh, you're such a Libra. Like, I'm a Pisces.
Wanna know something
You're
funny?
totally a-
But
Want to know? This makes so much sense. Want to know who was born literally the day before me? Brighton.
wow,
Doesn't that make a lot of sense?
Gemini twin.
Like the,
Very cool.
Like it's the same year.
What?
like the jewelry store.
There's a jewelry store named Brighton's.
Yeah.
Never heard of it. But no, not that one. No, Brighton Booker. And it just makes a lot of sense if you know Brighton.
Dude, she's gonna do a great job doing first AD for It's Alright. Also, Kenzie's directing It's Alright. If I remember correctly. I know she's
What's
directing.
with
Oh
UTV?
my
on,
god,
like,
I
one
forgot that like you were a part of all of this.
Yeah, I got to
Really.
pick.
So Kenzie's directing it. So I won't.
Oh, what's yours again?
But it got announced, so
When? Where?
it came out in the same email as the
Sorry,
film
like,
festival.
I just like,
Yeah.
Usually, I like getting to tell after I'm done writing.
yeah.
There was only like
I'm just
4 people who
so
wanted
glad
to be
it's
DP,
my
and one of them we were
things.
like, no, they should be a manager.
What's like, as since you
Like,
wrote the
only, like,
script, what's
4
like your theme?
Okay, it was like
Like,
Emily
what do you
from
see in it?
Egregious, Leah, and
I don't know, man.
oh,
I mean,
Jake
wait,
Emerson.
as reading, like
You were
reading it,
Jake
I-
Emerson?
yeah, it's
I've
like,
heard-
like finding
Okay.
love in a hopeless
We
place.
didn't give a
Yeah.
manager role
So,
because we
I
were
mean-
like that big. So the other DP role went to Tally, who had as number 4.
2 girls,
So,
one
Believe it or
zombie.
not.
My friend said something
Kinda
else
crazy.
about zombies, and I was like, "There's
You
no
think there'd be more people that want to
zombies.
use the camera?
There are no zombies."
There's like a
Well,
ton of wannabe directors.
Apocalypse,
Like
yeah,
zombie.
Yeah, it's people will go, "Oh, I wrote a script, now I can direct."
Yeah.
I feel like it's like a formulation of a new world between them.
Like before I even tried
So
directing,
you,
I wrote a script. The script super
Yeah.
was second AD was
New world of
PC,
love.
was like
They're trying to make it a point not to like put people on the
I also
films they
wanted to
wrote,
put together
or
a
like
Yeah.
yeah.
I feel like not entirely
Orange.
makes the script feel more dramatic.
Mark's gonna be a
than
great
what it
production,
actually
great
is.
production designer.
I feel
Everyone
like
was like
your
unanimously,
script's a
like
little
Bill's
more
like, I don't know,
art
and
director
we're like,
the
she'd be
script,
great.
but it's a very lighthearted manner.
Bryden is the first AD.
And I don't know,
Lee
it's
is
kind of
DP,
just-
Connor
I mean,
is
it's how it's
editor.
fine. I mean, I would
Okay.
change it.
That's gonna be a good
Like,
team.
once.
Yeah,
For It's Alright. Klepto.
That's like
I
next
see.
thing about it.
Raymond.
Yeah.
I think he's fucking fantastic.
Raymond's very good.
He has such a good eye.
Zach, that's a great PC role.
Zach, Pearl?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, I love Zach. Yeah.
I'm surprised he didn't want to
good
do
friend.
sound again, but we have someone else lined up for it. So
What is he doing?
PC.
Oh, okay.
Juliana is directing Men in
Yeah,
Black.
it was funny. We had to like get her to push us all in a breakout room because she was in the meeting, and then we were like, should she be? Should she not be? Yeah,
Okay.
arduous process. The director part was what took like forever. That took like an hour on itself.
Hey, good for
Yeah.
them. Glad. Kenzie's directing.
Where are you guys? You guys seniors?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Damn, how's it feel?
You're graduating?
2 weeks.
I feel
Right
like, yeah, basically. I feel like the day before.
This
I
is
walked
my
in, 12 hours
last
before.
week of like school ever.
That's insane.
And like
I
I
might go
thought
back
this
to a
opinion would
master's.
change like from when I was like 12, but it hasn't. I fucking hate school. Like school sucks.
School
Yeah.
does suck.
Like
College is a scam too.
college is a scam. I just lost so much money to like do shit that I
Since you're
essentially
sitting in a college campus.
college fucking sucks.
Wait, can I
Like,
see the list real quick?
Yeah.
No, okay.
Like you want the little spreadsheet or the
Yeah,
list for the
I just want to
photos?
go through it again just to make
I
sure.
wanna
What are you guys' plans?
What?
for college?
I'm moving to Atlanta.
Okay.
I have a job and
Do
everything.
you know any of these
Like,
people?
What's the job?
Art PA.
No.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Which like obviously not my forte, but also like dope.
You know what I mean?
This is all like
I always thought
Like,
either Atlanta or LA, and I feel like Atlanta's like the new Hollywood in a sense. It's cheaper.
Atlanta's
So-
cheaper
oh, I
and
forgot. I'll
it's
just produce
a lot better
Okay.
for independent shit. And
Yeah,
it's
this
a lot,
will be-
it's really good.
You know any of them?
It's a really good middle ground because
Yeah.
it's like there's a lot of
None of those
independent filmmaking out there that is in association
Okay.
with larger
Yeah.
productions. So
Yeah,
it's like,
exactly. Yeah.
and it's like you say, cost of living. I can spend a grand
shit,
and
I
have my
forgot
own one bed, one
Gabe.
bath.
This is all,
Make 50
all these
grand.
crews. I think we did a
Oh,
good
it's
job
totally
because I feel like
fine.
I mean you don't know,
Yeah.
but
But then once everyone moves to Atlanta,
Yeah, and then that's when I moved.
as we move out back to, by
Yeah,
then
no, I
hopefully
feel
you're
like I don't
on your
know
feet.
anybody.
I'm sure if you saw these people, you'd like remember. Dude, Brendan like put all 5 of his picks for like director, and he's like directing his capstone in the spring, and he just directed like another film. So you're like, do you want to be producer instead? You're like texting him.
I am going to love having this talk with Bill. Such a
Now, since knowing that you're a senior, now I can a little bitterness and not having it in your films.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't know, like I won't go into detail, but like me and him have had like multiple like one-on-one personal talks about like
You said this before, yeah.
yeah, about just like his belief in the quality of my filmmaking. So like then to like not go forward with it. I'm like, oh, I guess lied to me.
Bill's kind of a rat, if you ask me. Like,
And
Don't let one
just,
man
like-
dictate your.
yeah, he
Oh,
just like has
trust
these like
me, I'm not.
facile opinions of people, and I'm like, you don't even know.
That's also why that's like again, I love JV. Like she is one of the sweetest girls I've ever met in my life.
Her film fest last year, I fucking hated it.
Which
It wasn't
one
the
was
sound.
it?
It wasn't
The
good.
sound
Oh,
was
I'm
some
so-
of the worst
Wait, which film
fucking
was it?
sound I've ever heard.
Some of the
Like,
worst sound. It was like a. And I'm sorry. The story
Was it
fucking
bad?
sucked.
oh, it was about like this girl that like tried to kill
Her
herself,
sister's
and then
been
she like.
dead.
Oh, I remember that one.
What was it called?
I was like, it just sounds like shit, and everything's ADR, and you could tell
Everything was ADR.
nobody fucking wanted
Hey,
to
it's
go in
kinda
there and
clone
line up the
ADR.
sound. I mean,
Oh,
yeah,
I
but at least they
understand.
lined up the audio.
There's
There's also the budget was significantly
fact-
larger.
like I said, the fact that in the last 2 minutes, the whole twist is she's been dead the whole time.
I've worked with her, and
What-
she's
Is that
not
what it
fun to work
was?
with.
Like
Like
a
at
Sixth
all.
Sense type of thing.
She like
I haven't
she's very
seen it.
hands off. Yeah, her class.
I never
She's
took
so
this.
she like wanted to direct
I remember
everything,
Blue.
which I was fine with. But then as soon as we hit
I
post,
just tried to.
she'd just be like hands off, like, oh, it's in your hands, I don't care anymore, and then give
If
me
I can't
complaints
change
about it
this
once
room,
it
I
was
don't
done.
want
Like,
to.
and we're never there for any of the sessions.
And
There was
I
some
told
document
them, I
last
think,
week.
I don't remember if you
Oh,
remember what I
it's
said it,
like,
but like
uh,
also like that piece
What's
that
it worded?
was not good,
Yeah,
not
it's
good
like
script,
Mexican
not good
shit.
sound, like all of that.
And they
She
got
turned that in the
told
day
it
of
was
the
about to
festival
like be there. and
because
so
she
it's
turned it in
kinda-
initially and it was not good.
That's cool, 'cause they
And
actually traveled
Bill
somewhere.
and her
I feel
essentially
like
told her to
YouTube's
change
very-
this,
it
this,
makes
this, and
sense
this,
why we
and
travel.
put it in the film festival.
But like,
Out until the day of.
shit, like. it'd be
I don't
cool.
know.
Like,
So
well,
it's
after-
pretty much sicko, honestly. This is making me depressed.
Wait, Jude, do we want to go for what?
Hear me out. Western, we all go down to like Tombstone and make like a Western.
No, yeah, we should do that.
Only if we can make it like really fucking weird.
I would make like a horror Western.
Horror.
Oh.
That's like a dream.
I had a dream of directing.
Like imagine,
writing
like,
a
I
horror.
don't know if you know, but Ari Aster's next movie is a horror Western.
Yo.
With Joaquin Phoenix.
Hey, yo.
Is it called Bo's Afraid?
It's called I Was Afraid.
No, but that doesn't.
Did you guys see Bo's Afraid?
Yes.
Okay, I'm not gonna say anything to you. Holy.
I think it's brilliant. I think it's brilliant.
It is
making-
the most impressive. It like the one word I keep using is impressive. It is so
I went with Zion. Zion absolutely hated it. I found it to be not my taste. One, it's not. I love Ari Aster, but it's not my taste. Two, it is very damn impressive. Like
it's just
Like,
so
the movie is so funny though.
the first two acts is
The
hilarious.
just drawings on the walls, like no context spoilers, but they're just like fucking dudes like
The background,
just
just the
talking and
background.
shitting at the same
Yeah.
time. I'm like, bro, like this is like a real life panic. This is like a panic attack, but a movie.
it's very impressive. That is the one word I keep
I think
coming back to.
I don't think I'll see a better movie this year. It's my favorite.
The best movie I've seen this year is probably outside of Sundance. Probably How to Build a Pipeline.
Did you go to Sundance?
I did.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
So I
Okay.
saw
That was
How to Build
pretty
a
good.
Pipeline last weekend.
I've been seeing
It's
a lot of
good.
people talk about it, and it looks good.
What is it? Blown pipeline.
How to Build a Pipeline.
Okay.
It's a neon film. You know what neon is?
I do know what neon is.
Yeah.
Actually neon.
Yeah.
They make those weird films. They have this new one called Sanctuary coming out, and it looks
Dude,
good.
yeah, it's for
That's
us.
fine.
I
Yeah.
also keep seeing trailers. I keep seeing the trailers, and I was like, because I saw the
Everyone's
trailer.
like, oh, it's fucking Jacob. James is
No.
right the fuck.
No, and I was like, because I told my friend, I was like, here's something cool. And my friend Jacob told me, I was like, actually, like this would premiered, and then like A24 really liked it, and they did bought it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
she was like, really? I was like,
I don't.
It was so cool because after the like when we were in line to watch the movie, like some other people already seen it. It was like a second screening of it, and everyone these people who haven't seen it, like, oh, I'm so excited. Someone's like, oh, I heard that like A24 is gonna buy it tomorrow. Like, this guy's full of shit. Like,
yeah,
predictions, like,
yeah,
people.
yeah, okay.
No, wake up the next day and it's like A24 is acquired like the rack of crates.
I do have a question though, since you have seen it,
Yeah.
is because like I have just severe beef with people who don't understand modern social media and technology, trying to incorporate it into their films. Do they do it well? Like the whole like
It's not very prominent.
oh, because it feels so prominent in the trailer. Like the whole like live stream,
Like the recording.
Yeah.
So there's this huge. So without like spoiling,
Yeah.
barest bones is that like there's all these parties happening in like this big like kind of community in this high school in Australia. And these girls don't like party that much, but this girl, her in the trailer, her mom passed away, so she's trying to find distractions. And there's like this huge trending thing, like these like all over Snapchat or whatever, where the app they have. Whereas these crazy ass fuckers like seeing people getting possessed and shit. It's like, let's go to that party. It's like, what the fuck, want to go to that party?
These kids are
Yeah.
fucking insane.
And so like, well, this shit sounds like fun. Well, let's fucking go. And then yeah, it's very in the beginning it's prominent for sure, but it's not done in like a very cheeky manner where it's
Okay.
like okay, and yeah, like it's
Okay.
not like
It's
hey,
like
look, social
that-
media is really bad.
Yeah,
Like,
that like always takes me out of movies when it's like,
Yeah.
oh, it's so obvious that a 50-year-old wrote about
Right.
this social media. Like,
Yeah.
it's like,
well,
so
I
that makes me.
the directors, they're Danny Philippou.
It's a
Racco
duo.
Racco. They're YouTube creators. Yeah.
My bad.
If you like look at
Okay.
Racco,
That sounds like some of their other work.
yeah.
They're honestly really competent filmmakers, but they kind of dabble in horror. It's like absurdist horror. So I'm excited for Talk to Me because it feels very different than what they do.
It's pretty much if Ouija and like all those kind of like truth or dare kind of movies were like actually made well. Let's talk to me.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've
I'm
actually never
excited.
seen this
The horror genre has never been.
Yeah, I didn't know that these guys were like
YouTubers.
No, I just knew it was a duo, and I had heard that they had done smaller things.
Yeah, that's where like a lot of the faith comes in. I think they're already like developing like a Street Fighter movie right now.
That's dope.
Yeah.
I hope that's good.
Yeah, I feel like that's. I wish they could stick more to horror, but fucking they do whatever they want.
I saw your review on Letterboxd.
That shit's
Evil
crazy.
Dead
Hold on, let me
Rise.
skip.
Dude, I feel bad for saying I like Evil Dead,
I heard it wasn't
Okay.
bad.
I
but like
did not.
it sounds gross to say that you like it because it's so grotesque. Like
I didn't like Evil Dead 2013. I fucking hated it.
Jane Levy.
Yeah, I just thought it was.
That is so like I've heard from I don't know like the cult like Evil Dead fan base that's like one of their favorites, at least from the people.
I like
I've
the second one.
I haven't seen any other movies except for Evil Dead 2013 and Evil Dead Rise.
Yeah,
What'd you think of
I've
Rise?
seen
I
the first-
loved it.
I've seen
I
the
think
first-
Evil Dead Rises. Okay, it's nothing like new, but the mom being possessed honestly scared the living shit out of me. I was so uncomfortable.
Well, it was like
Like you know, like the little like fisheye like parts, like oh
that was
like
so
I was
funny.
I was like so scared. Like
I was sitting
I
with
think-
my friend in the theater fucking
Did anyone see?
laughing.
Did you see the Pope's
Yeah.
Exorcist, bro?
No, I
Dude,
didn't.
that
know.
shit was so ass.
Was it
The
ass?
Pope's
they're
Exorcist.
making a sequel.
It was dude, it's a franchise. They literally do the fucking
Oh yeah, with the
Marvel
oh my god,
Avengers
the girl
team
goes
up at the
bring
end.
me the that one.
It was
I know what you're
so
talking
cringe.
about.
I was laughing so hard. It might be the worst horror film I've seen in like decade. But oh my god.
You know,
You clearly didn't
It
see
was
Maw.
so funny. What?
Maw?
No, I haven't.
That's that no.
Oh, the one with a fucking Octavius
Yeah.
Spencer. I actually have.
What
Oh,
did you think of
Maw.
that movie?
I barely remember it. to
It
be
was
honest.
one. It was one of the worst horror movies.
so
M.A.
It's got the
Oh,
I thought you said mall.
It's
Like
got
North
the
Mall.
old hack trope
Mall.
that I just really find boring versus some old lady that goes
Mall.
crazy.
And then Mama.
And it works in some
Bad,
films, like X, but like
Yeah, like
here it's like
Or like Psycho, where it's like I mean,
Yeah.
initial originals. Like I
I
won't
do-
compare anything to
like
that,
Friday
but,
the
like
13th.
right. But like,
I don't remember.
dude, I sat there and watched the whole
It's
movie,
good,
and I
right?
was like, that
in
kid
terms of like just real horror, like you
I don't
can't
know, I'm
super
just saying,
trauma
I
at
remember
You're
not
going
liking
to
it, but I don't remember
can't
hating
distinguish your mom.
it. It's
I remember it so
Acknowledge
deeply
it.
because of how much I was
It's
like,
really
this could
cool.
be-
Because most movies are like, oh, just be
Like, you should
okay.
be
your fear.
But you should watch the Pope's Exorcist.
As long as you know you
might
have
laugh like I
problems,
did,
it's
because
cool.
that movie
Yeah.
is just laugh out
And
loud
then like
bad.
on the
It's
other
like-
end of the spectrum, you got Star Wars. Like you cannot overcome.
You
It's
cannot
like this
control
joke
trauma.
about Russell
Yeah.
Crowe riding a moped for like 10 minutes of
I
the
was
movie.
so mad at
Like
that
he
movie.
legit just rides around on a
You don't
moped
like Smart
like everywhere he goes.
I mean, it was
It
okay.
plays this
Scares are
badass
actually
music,
pretty
like so,
Like he's super sick on the moped.
Batman or something.
Like that. I was like, oh, I didn't see the trailer. Never seen that was in the trailer.
It was,
So I tried to go blind,
yeah.
and that part scared a
Because
little.
I knew it was coming, but I think it took a little bit longer than it did in the trailer. So I was like on my seat, on my edge of my seat.
When she was like saying the girl's name when like listening to the recording,
Mm-hmm.
and like just peers out of the darkness between the laptop and her face. I was like, what the fuck?
Dude, these people that ask to like do oil paintings of your pictures on Instagram, they're scammed, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm like,
No.
but like,
That was
I
not
don't know
scam,
why
that
you would
was-
want to make a painting of me.
'Cause you
like,
acted
how
like-
am I getting scammed here? Like, you're the one making the work.
It's for your,
Yeah.
resume. It's for your headshot.
So I just don't get it.
It's so they're like, yeah, just send me 50.
They have like 1,000.
Um,
I guess, yeah, maybe I should.
Do we want to go complete your script? Do you want
Yeah,
to
we should-
respond?
yeah.
Yeah, okay.
We're
So
double mine. Chill.
I think I find your script first. You're sticking with not entirely alone title.
I want to change it, but I don't have any ideas right now.
Okay, fair enough. I was debating on mine, but we'll get into that later. But I think if I want to give you like an overall comment, I think it's very entertaining. I like very much enjoyed the story, like learning about the characters and the progression, and like it felt like a cute rom-com post-apocalypse, like but like also like has that edge of like there's stakes here. So I enjoyed it. I'll start by saying that. Obviously this is our first draft. I keep reminding myself that when I write it, I'm like, don't worry, Mitch, it's just your first draft. So I do feel like at points the dialogue is a little bit on the nose. Because especially with like relationship shit, like I'm sure you've been in relationships where like, you don't all the time always say exactly what you mean, especially in this case, since they're just getting to know each other. I feel like there would be a little bit more hesitancy in some of the conversations. And I think that's shown really well through Sam's character.
Mhm.
And you can definitely tell Sam's that way. Paige is very much not. Um, but just kind of as far as human nature goes, I think there would be a little bit more hesitancy in conversation.
Okay.
That being said, I think that that combined with lengthier conversations would kind of help show like, although Sam wants to be a little bit more open, she has difficulty with it.
Mhm.
And Paige is the exact opposite and is kind of looking for somebody. So I think just kind of changing the dialogue and also like lengthening it a little bit more would just make it a little bit stronger. Um, and then and then I actually have a very similar comment to the comment you made on mine, which I was like, yep. I was like, you're absolutely like, you're right, because we have a fucking deadline to meet. And so I wrote these last 30 pages as fast as I could. Yeah. And so the same thing with yours, where it's like, okay, these last like 20 pages, I know you're probably like, this is not perfect. I mean, I know my script is not perfect at the fucking least. And I was like, I just felt like the ending that you have right now, like, did not do the characters justice. Cause like I understand like she comes to her home, nobody's there.
Mhm.
Like I wanted to sit with that shitty feeling for longer.
Okay.
I wanted to be like, damn, like we're in the like this is shitty. Like this isn't fun. And I felt like it was kind of like there and then it was gone. Um and then adjacent to that, I wanted to feel the same way with Sam.
Mhm.
Like I wanted to get that shitty, it's just us type of feeling. And I feel like it happened really quick and then it was gone. Um, but I like it. I wanted it to stay. Like I wanted to be able to sit in that sadness before I could bring myself to go, at least they made it out of the bullshit and like they're together, you know what I mean? I felt like it was just very quick and I wanted to be able because it's gonna at least bring me personally for the characters in the story, it's gonna bring me more closure.
Mhm.
If I can sit with their emotions more before we just kind of jump to the next one.
Yeah.
So right. I just said like for an example, more emotional description. Like you can do that.
Okay.
And then the last note I said was very entertaining, very cool, and very sweet. Those are my notes on yours. And I really enjoyed it. I thought it was fun.
Yeah, I like your script a lot. I think it's really good. And I think the only issue I really have is kind of what Mitch said. I think there's not enough closure for the characters that really like justify like what I invested myself into. And I think what you can do, I think what I also noticed, I feel like there's three endings. At least I read three endings. Like the end of them like fleeing from like Frank and those weirdos, you know, and then them going to Paige's house, and then the very end. And I feel like the all three
I
of those
agree.
can really be the end of the story. And I think you should pick one and just kind of draw it out to get more of the emotional closure with.
So that being said, I think that is an option.
Yeah.
But I think another option is I also kind of liked that it felt like a slow progression of an end. Like we escape and then finally, like thank God we can get back to
Sure,
what we
yeah.
were doing. And then
Uh-huh.
so I think you could stick with it if you draw their emotional narrative out more
Yeah.
with that. So you kind of see their relationship progress through each ending, as we've called it.
Yeah.
Like, okay, we just saved each other's lives. And that was fucking scary. We did not know what to happen. Now we're even closer and we are visiting New Mexico and we're going to do this together.
Mhm.
Like now this is our bond. This is our pact. They get to
Yeah.
New Mexico. You really see them break down and get emotional for both of their various reasons. And then once, like I said, you kind of prolong that, get their emotions going, then you go, okay, it's just us. Like
Bam.
we're alone together. Like
You said it.
and then yeah, the last line says boom. But so like you can either decide like I'm gonna choose one of these and prolong it, or you can stick with I kind of read it as like a progression.
Yeah, emotionally draw out the characters.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Because like I said, it will bring me more
Yeah.
closure. And I will say, like, there were like definitely the parts in with Frank were very exciting for me to read. Like I was very much like scrolling faster and wanting to know what was going on. So like
Yeah.
I personally would hate to see that eliminated. Because it was intriguing. I was getting excited.
So you liked that part.
Yeah.
I struggled a lot reading
I thought it was so exciting. I was like, oh fuck, like because like I thought you did great making Frank out to be not just like this like religious
Zealot.
yeah, religious zealot, not just kind of like this religious device for you metaphorically.
Yeah.
He was a fucking creep and he was weird. And I like that you
He's a weirdo.
yeah,
He's-
like yeah. You might not get it. But
I relate to this character so
He's like,
much.
he reminds me a lot of myself. But no, but like, I like that his whole religious aspect did not come into play until he's pushing it on them.
Mhm.
You've already established that we don't fucking like this guy, and then you're like, course. Like he's a fucking creep. He's a weirdo. He doesn't belong here. But
Yeah.
so I liked that you didn't just like try to force the whole like he's like this religious figure. And,
Yeah.
like you weren't annoying about it and you got so that's why I liked his character. It was weird, and the group he was with was weird, and it was exciting to read. So please don't take that out.
I think because I remember I was reading it and I was like, he was like really weird and creepy to begin with. I'm like, yeah, what if he's like creepy like in a religious way? And then I read it like, oh,
There you go.
there it is. Like in a good way. It wasn't like oh, it was predictable. It was more like, okay, well, so
Like,
I'm
how
thinking
long
the
did your
time
finish
you
your-
have to take it back in time.
73 pages.
All right, how long is this
So-
one?
You're able
Like,
to
just,
kinda,
it's like I think we have the
so
exact same page,
Yeah.
73.
So
We have the
I'm
exact
you
same
write
page.
I'm so sleep deprived, but when I get home tonight, I'm gonna write a bunch of
Write
that.
write a quick
Yeah.
20, so make it out to like 70 whatever, and then you're good. Or like
Oh,
15.
No, I'm not worried about that. I'll get it.
What's funny
done
is
by-
that like
I just want to read
I
your
checked your
guys.
guys' pages.
So
So you finished yours, it said final. Yours, I didn't know if it was finished or not. I'm like, I 7 pages. I'm like, I'm at 7 pages. I'm good. Like I haven't finished mine. But like I'm good.
Wait, how long is yours at the
I'm
moment?
at right because even though I submitted that draft right now,
Mhm.
I probably added about like 14 more pages. I'm at like 86, 80
Oh,
pages.
I know that mine like
50 pages.
this is my final,
Maybe
but
Keep writing, dude.
Oh, no. This is very much, and I think I had said this to you guys before. Like, I'm very much the writer to get all of my ideas out, whether it sounds
Stretch.
good or, and then go, okay, what needs to be fixed? So, like,
Yeah.
I remember like a couple comments on yours. You were like, you need to like stretch this dialogue out. That's like literally like I attached like my little note sheet. In my note sheet, it's like you need to fucking stretch this dialogue out, bitch. Like I know.
No, that's a problem I have. Is I want to get too quickly to the point of the thematic thing I'm
Yeah.
trying to talk about in that scene, and I don't bail it very well, so it comes off as like pandering. And I feel like that's an issue a lot of us have.
I think what
Like,
you can
I
do.
think that's okay.
but that's
It's
okay
okay,
to go
but
back
also
to
the
rewrites
way
it and
to think about it is I always think of things in 30-page chunks. So like, oh, this shit needs to happen within
Yeah.
30 pages and that needs to be concluded. Now this next 30 pages, shit needs to happen, needs to be concluded. Now to the next one.
And that's kind of like the issue I ran on my last script because I
Mhm.
had the party scene, and that was kind of the conclusion to the first 30 pages.
Yeah.
And then I get to the second 30 pages, I'm about 20 pages in. I'm like, where the fuck is this going? So,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
it's just like,
yeah,
here I feel,
everything 30s is
no, I do try to tell a story even after,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
the one that could be the
I thought you
whole
said
next
please.
story. But it's hard. It's
It's
hard.
hard, yeah. You're writing
46.
Anyway.
So
I do feel better
So-
not writing that script though. So.
yeah, oh for sure.
It's not nice.
You.
Woman. Um,
Yeah.
there was one more thing I wanted to say about that story.
Yeah.
So you know how like Paige saves Sam, like picks the lock and everything like that?
Yes.
Or is it's Paige that saves Sam?
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like there's gotta be like I don't know, this is the first time where we see them in like surreal, like very intensive danger. And I feel like these people, they aren't.
I disagree, but continue.
Disagree? Okay, well, I
We've
feel
seen
like-
multiple people get shot at this point.
sure, but like in a point where they're in like captive.
Captive, yes.
And I think, looking back at these characters before the apocalypse, like there's no really like survival like experience that they have.
Yeah.
I mean, Sam more so than Paige, I feel
Mhm.
like, as far as we know, is
Yeah.
the character. But I feel like her like just picking a lock and like having to escape just feels kind of like rushed. And I feel like if you were able to stretch that scene out more than being captive, it creates like for me, at least like as an audience, as a reader, I'm like, oh, like they're not gonna get out of this. Like this is dread. Like I feel like they're screwed here. So like
Yeah.
To add on to that,
Yeah.
I do agree that it felt like, oh, I picked a lock, let's go. I was like, oh,
yeah.
kind of like it felt like a cop out, but the easiest, like this is the way I always think about it. The easiest way to take care of that is in dialogue, 20-page prior, 20 pages prior, she sees her bending one of her what is it called? Not hair clips, but bobby pins.
Maybe she-
Like bending a bobby
yeah.
pin.
Or like she's a collared shirt and a wire and it hurts the wire.
Yeah, and she's like, oh, like like how do you think I survived for so long? Like something like that, like a very simple piece of
It's in the
dialogue.
void or something.
Chechkov's bobby pin.
Okay.
Yes, exactly.
I think what was it? Your characters were smart, they're not dumb.
Yeah.
And I think you need to like lean in on that. Like I feel like there's a lot of movies where you watch and like you have a good time watching people being good at what they do. That makes sense?
Yeah.
Like it's just so satisfying. So seeing them like
It's
escape.
like Sherlock Holmes. You see
Yeah.
Sherlock Holmes like go like slow everything down in his brain. You're like, you're so
Yeah.
cool.
Or even like in like I don't know, for me, I think No Country for Old Men is pretty damn cool because Josh Brolin knows what the fuck he's doing.
Is
He's
that
been
the
like,
gay one?
no, that's
No.
the Coen Brothers.
God's Own Country. That's the gay
Okay,
one.
yes.
Yes.
There's too many.
Yeah, but like
Too
Josh
many
Brolin,
countries and
his
too many men.
character, Llewellyn, this character's like getting like forwards, wrapping up with the hanger, pushing the bag and shit. Like he knows how to track. He does his job. And we're watching like, oh, that's a good job. Then you have the villain, like Sugar, whatever his name is.
Yeah.
He's fucking psychotic, but like
So
he's
good.
good at what he does too. So it's like lean in on that. Like they're smart.
Well,
Don't
okay.
make them like
Yeah, that I'm gonna like I said, easy
No
dialogue
shortcut.
about this is they have bobby pins in their hair and they were tweaking around with them. How do you think I've survived for so long?
Like the other thing about that though is that it's like a bedroom in a house. So I didn't really like decide on what locking mechanism the door had. It could just be like a turn knob
True.
that Sam can't get open because she's on the inside. And
Uh-huh.
like it was a kid's bedroom. My childhood bedroom did not have a lock on the inside.
Mine neither.
that. Also, another thing is that I
You
heard
could lean
Paige.
to it being a kid.
Doesn't Paige
Yeah.
say that like some of the people are sick?
Yeah, she thought that they were getting sick.
What if there's a way you can like exploit that to the people and that kind of like creates a distraction?
I was also thinking
Like,
about that.
yeah.
I was stumped.
I mean, like, yeah, just think more on it because like it's a very interesting way. Like, think about like what would logistically go down and like how would this work? And like your characters are smart. Like,
Yeah.
don't shortcut it just to like for the sake of page numbers. Like, you're gonna because you want to go for what 90 pages is where you're shooting for.
Yeah.
If you're able to draw that out, you're gonna.
Are you submitting one more
So,
cut to Shinny?
I don't know. Is that how it's works?
If I like
Just
the
one more cut.
edits that I do
well,
have
I haven't finished mine yet, so I'm definitely submitting.
Because she'll read it, like,
Yeah.
straight up.
Yeah, like I'll definitely be continuing to work on this and send it to her.
I want to at least finish this movie this week.
I'm gonna have this done by Wednesday. I promised myself, probably Thursday. So.
Probably not until next week, Friday.
No, I have to get it in by the 5th, otherwise Shinny said.
Well, are
"You'll
we
be in
doing our
trouble."
meetings on next Monday?
We have meetings.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a meeting with her on Wednesday.
Since we have a meeting.
Dude, she needs to
It's in
work.
the
She
syllabus.
always cancels on me. I'm
Because
like,
she never
Shinny,
said-
you're the professor. You can't
She hasn't emailed me about meetings.
Yeah.
Well, I
I'm in
did an
the
email about
independent
it.
studies, so I have to do extra stuff.
Well, if she emails, then yeah, I'll do a meeting. But like, if not, then
She'll probably send it.
I'll probably ask for a meeting anyways, just to see what her
Right.
thoughts were on the entire script.
Like it makes sense to do a one-on-one meeting with the final draft.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna do a
Like a
meeting with
complete
her
draft.
last week, but like, I just felt like I just didn't have enough substance to like
Right.
really like. Show.
I busted out like 15 pages on Friday.
I busted out at least like 30 pages today and yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, me too. I did 50 in like 2 days.
You're insane.
Like,
Do you have any questions, Russ? With your
I don't think so.
I'll write comment on it in the
Yeah.
drive. Sorry, I was preoccupied. I
You
know.
motherfucker.
I am such a
Have you
jackass.
seen
I'm such a
Mad Max Fury Road.
Negative.
Hey, yo, that movie kind of bangs.
Kind of.
Kind of.
Kind of
It
bangs.
just it's not that bad.
It's got some of the best cinematography.
It's alright.
Bangs.
And editing.
Like it.
That's
Editing.
Editing's insane. I think it's one of the best
I would,
editing.
yeah, Jude, you not only would just like straight up enjoy that movie because it's a great movie, take some inspiration from it.
And take
It's-
drugs while watching.
I mean, I would watch it sober first and then try that, but like take some inspiration from it because it's post-apocalyptic. It's a little bit more action forward than yours is,
Yeah.
but also Furiosa is a fucking badass lead
She is.
female, and like that is like a style that I was kind of envisioning with your lead as Sam.
Okay.
So I would recommend it not only just because it's an awesome movie, but I think it might help you out with some
The
direction.
style is very different, but I
Yeah,
think the overall thematic and what they're trying to say lines up.
yeah, because Mad like that's what I kind of meant when I said more action forward.
Yeah.
It's much more like
Yours is very much more grounded in reality.
yes,
and that's
this
so
is much more post-apocalyptic, otherworldly type of thing.
Mhm.
But I think you'll get what I watch it.
Yeah.
With especially with
God, it's been like 5 years since I've seen it. I should rewatch it.
dude, I rewatch it every once in a while, and I'm like, yeah, this movie's so
Dude.
fucking good. Yeah.
So good, dude. I just love the editing.
Yeah, the editing is crazy, the cinematography is crazy, the set design, the like just everything about that movie.
I'm excited for the Furiosa movie.
Me too.
Banger.
Making a sequel.
Yeah.
I thought it was a prequel because Anya Taylor-Joy is Furiosa.
okay.
Oh,
So it's a younger, yeah. 'Cause I know she's the younger version, and then Chris Hemsworth's like the villain.
Really?
Yeah.
Dude, did you guys hear that The Flash is supposed to be one of the best superhero movies ever made?
Yeah. So
My
it's
friend actually-
Batman versus Superman.
The
and
fuck?
No,
that movie sucks.
That's what I'm saying. It don't- yeah, They were like, "Oh, it's the best super, it's the best DC movie," and then like I did not go see it
The
because
second
Batman.
trailer is so like that's how you edit a trailer, I feel like.
Also,
Which
it
one?
is
The Flash
it is so
movie. The second
obvious that
It's gonna make you feel better. My friend was
You don't like the
just
trailer?
I don't like the trailer, but my friend went to
I
see it,
didn't like
and he wasn't looking forward to the Flash at all. And they actually premiered the Flash there. He had no idea that it was gonna happen, but he watched the Flash, and he doesn't like DC that much. Like, his favorite movie from DC, I think, it's just.
But did he get a kick out of it?
But he watched it. And he's like, dude, like that shit blows like MCU's past like 10 movies out of the water.
No, probably. That's not why I'm excited. 'Cause
Well,
it just has to be better. Like
Yeah.
there's
Well, he likes it better than Infinity War and Endgame. I was like,
But-
whoa, I think Infinity War.
I have
Well, Infinity War
was pretty.
no, that is one of the best
That was
superhero
really
movies
That's
ever made.
pretty dope.
Endgame, I think, is just like
Dude, did you
advanced
see,
service
like,
nonsense.
I
but-
like I said, I'm not like a Marvel guy, but like I don't know, seeing Thor like jump and like smash his hammer onto like 100 fucking
Dude,
villains,
and
like, that's
the characters get like actual character arcs except for Hulk, but that's about it. Like I don't know. But honestly, I like Smart Hulk. I thought he was cool, but then they did might kind of make him an idiot. I don't know. It's
But yeah, for a non-Marvel fan or like or non like superhero guy, like
okay.
really enjoyed the Flash, so it has me a little excited.
The newest trailer was really
I'm gonna have candles in a circle and like put Christian Bale's face in like the center of it and just hope Christian Bale makes it.
my belief. This is my belief because you know how they kept pushing it back because of Ezra Miller.
Right, yeah.
So
He didn't do anything wrong.
my theory is
yeah. Did you
that
watch this trailer?
the reason
one?
they
Like 6 days
did
ago?
like just get
It's
rid of
good.
it is
Well,
because
I
they
saw-
have, like
I can just send you it,
to be Batman
Yeah.
in it.
No,
and they were
I
like,
probably
"We
saw the
can't
first.
scrap this.
Okay, the first trailer I thought was
Like,
this
this
is
is my
but then the second trailer, this one that
I think
came out,
he'd be the
I think
legit
it's
Batman.
Yeah.
I think it sets up the movie as like this big epic, and I like that
They
shit.
were like,
so-
we're not getting.
Because I
Well,
saw
you know
the
what the
trailer
box office- how much the budget is?
years ago.
Okay.
And
Thought-
they already like scrapped the DC.
I just
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
They
man,
were like
I feel like there hasn't been
as
a
bad
bad
as they
superhero
probably
movie
did
in
not want
forever.
to because of Ezra Miller.
They're all low stakes.
It's also
I
You
did
don't wanna start
the giant
this
dragon.
is
at the
pretty
end.
damn good.
They
But
fought
I'm
a giant
just
dragon.
learning this now.
What
So
part of the
because like
giant dragon?
I don't know if you know, but the
Why?
director's Andy Muschietti, who
Just
did
the CGI. I
Moonlight.
thought the
Okay,
first
so-
movie was the dad
Chapter 1 and 2.
and the
I
son.
think I did know that.
And
So I'm like,
this,
now that you
I
said it,
understand
yeah,
this
it
thing
is.
was manipulating him like fucking
I mean, I'm
Palpatine,
looking forward to
but
it.
it's
I'm
like
more excited for Barbie.
Real.
man, I just
Off
we got
of
more of the
Barbie,
father son
the
stuff,
future
and that's
Yeah,
why go out.
that's
But I think it'll be better, like box office.
My issues are literally with the way the
That's
third
like the
act. I think the
conversation.
first two acts, bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
I
it'll be
thought
Barbie.
that
Just 'cause it's more accessible, like
Awkwafina
family wise.
and
Yeah.
Shang-Chi's sister
Oh,
should have been
yeah.
lesbians.
Yeah.
What the?
Oh,
What am I
hey, yo.
talking about Barbie
Hey,
later?
you're trying to
Let's
think
see.
about-
Barbie's a lesbian too.
I kind of
I
like that.
literally can, guys.
I would not
That's
be.
true.
I
would-
literally, I have the
I would not be
energy.
surprised if they took Barbie and like that. Like,
Well,
I-
she's like bisexual,
I
like
think that's
canonically
fucking-
in the Barbie universe.
that's why don't we lean into this more? Why is this not? Why is this not talked about? Because like
I'm
that's fucking
really
so
a
cool.
fan of like this new thing they've been doing in like I don't know the superhero genre at least, where instead of just having a love interest girl, they actually have like just a like a friend that's a girl to the main character.
You
know?
like it or you don't like
No,
it?
I do. I think
Okay.
that works because I was just so
Not everyone
Tired
needs
of
to be in a romantic
exactly.
relationship.
Yeah.
It's so overdone.
There-
It's
there-
so, I
I
would
would
say
say
I give
I
Shang-Chi points.
Yeah.
There's this thing in Barry. It was poking so much fun at MCU, but like there's Sean Hayter. She's the director of Coda. I don't know if you know what Coda is.
I've heard of it.
It won Best Picture in 2021.
18. Oh, never mind.
2021.
I'm tripping.
And so Sean Hayter was in the show, and she was portraying as herself. And this girl's like, "Oh my God, you're Sean Hayter! Like, Coda's the masterpiece." And she's like, "Thank you." And she's like, "You can't be making this big blockbuster movie now." She's like, "I know. Like, I was a little indie maker, and now I'm directing models in superhero suits with big green screen." And I thought it was funny because like think about all the Marvel movies now, like Nomad,
No,
like
it's
Chloe Zhao
fucking
in the
terrible.
Eternals, and what's his name? Nick Pizzolatto is writing Blade. He's a
Okay.
true detective. Like
On-
all these like indie makers are now being thrown
Yeah.
into Marvel. I don't know, I thought that was hilarious.
That's why they're doing that because that their style doesn't fit with the MC. Yeah, they're accomplished.
They want
directors,
originality. That's why.
but that's not how you're gonna make a. I don't know.
Yeah.
I guess cinematography wise, I really enjoyed Eternals, but the story, I mean,
That's why I hate the Russo brothers. They're one of the villains of cinema.
They really are,
You
honestly.
saw something on Twitter with Joe Russo. It was like, yo,
Joe's Cherry, that
I
movie
can't-
fucking sucks.
sucks, but he was like, yo, I can't wait the next 3 years. I can't see AI generated movies. I'm like, where is cinema? Like, where is it going? Like, if you're really hoping for like AI.
Scorsese was right, bro.
Yeah.
He was right.
All along. That I thought.
I
He was
think
right,
AI
straight
movies
up.
have the
People clowned
potential
him
to
when it
be
first came
funny
out, but I used to
because
work
they
with.
Have you seen some of the
actual
videos of AI generated movies?
Yeah,
It's so bad.
like funny.
Okay,
I
you
saw
know
the video
Killers
and I
of
was
the
like,
Flower
oh,
Moon. It's about
Like I don't think it can
Killers of the Flower
replace,
Moon.
like,
It's like his new movie.
not
I
anytime soon.
I don't. I vaguely remember seeing the trailer.
feel like it has to do with something old.
What does?
Killers of the Flower Moon.
So it's actually the dawn. It's based on a book. I read the book. Really good. It's the dawn of the FBI. And it's kind of like the imperialism of like Native American culture too. Like
How we just basically stomped over the.
yeah, it's pretty much what I mean. I don't know what else you're gonna put into the movie because Scorsese says changing it up a lot. I mean, he had like a 4 hour cut and he cut it to 3.5. But I mean, I'm in still. 4
Yeah,
hours.
I'm okay.
But
as long as it's
Hot
good.
take. Irishman was mid.
I thought so too.
I think it's good.
It's so
I don't
boring.
see myself revisiting it.
Here's the thing. Who the fuck am I to say anything about Scorsese's work, right? Like,
Yeah,
She's
yeah,
like, get
but
on
yeah,
there.
like, what am I
As
supposed to-
a,
what am I
as a
supposed to say?
viewer, I just didn't
But
enjoy it.
I love Martin Scorsese. I love his work. In comparison, I was like, it's fine.
So was it not your taste or was it actually like mid?
I just thought it was mid.
I just didn't think it was
I-
that
I-
good, and it.
Well, it was based on the book too.
I mean,
That's
yeah,
right.
but
I
I'm
heard
talking
you
like
hate
the
those things.
cinematography level too.
I could
Just the
name
story.
like 5 Scorsese movies off the top of my head that I would watch twice over each before I went back.
Oh, 100%.
That's what I'm saying. Like it.
So I mean, nonetheless, though, I think it's still a great movie. Put that film in anyone else's filmography. Everyone's like,
And
damn,
it,
this
it
guy's
really
good.
depends. It really depends. Now, if I saw
Like imagine if like Zion just made The Irishman.
If Zion made The Irishman,
I Zion finished.
He's still writing his. He's still writing. his.
Okay, but he'll have it done.
Yeah, I read a little bit of it. He doesn't upload it because he doesn't feel confident to like share it yet.
Okay.
I'm like, you know,
When it's done, maybe
we'll
we'll get
share
to
it.
see.
I
hope so. You should tell me.
Yeah, because I'm listening to my final one.
Yeah.
Should we talk about your script?
Oh yeah, guys, tear into it.
okay.
Let me pull it
I
up.
haven't seen my updated one. So
No, I was reading almost third act. I will say I did not get all the way through it.
No, you're totally fine because near the end of that I have is not the best.
I'm gonna get Taco Bell and just sit down on my computer and read. Then I'll go to bed.
Makes
Yeah.
sense to me.
Taco Bell.
That sounds like the move.
You guys ever had Del Taco's burgers?
I've never been at Del Taco.
Dude,
I'm gonna go.
I've had their chili cheese fries.
I want a burger. Let's go for it.
I know I sound so insane. The Double Del burger from Del Taco is like an
It is?
S tier burger in
Bro.
Flagstaff. I swear to God. I swear to God.
Dude,
I sound
I've
insane.
always known it to be
And
true.
I told
The rumors of getting a burger.
I told Brighton and Brighton was like, "You're disgusting," and I made her get it, and she was like,
You're
Yo.
spitting now.
Yeah.
she was like, "Yo," I was like, "I know."
Chicken Alfredo at the Pizza Hut. That is
Dude.
underrated masterclass.
I agree. The one that you get in like the aluminum tin.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. So the conversation that starts on page 52 between Jasper and Wiley is so fucking funny.
Which one is it?
Let me see.
It's like the money.
Hold on just a second.
Dude, also, I did like make like 2 highlights on yours, just of like dialogue. I was just like, really good. So then you will see that on your notes.
Dang.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. You did what? I took some of the money. Wiley, what the fuck?
Was it funny again? Where was it?
No, like I like
Okay, good. So I was trying to make like somewhat like ridiculous. And...
Wiley, I expect you to give him the money as soon as possible, or I will kill you myself. Oh, you're gonna kill me? Yeah, I will. With what? With a gun. Like I don't know.
I think-
the back and forth.
I
is
also
so funny.
think that it works with their character. Like,
Yeah.
like
Why?
the way
What's a dumbass? Like,
the way that they interact with each other, like that simple, like I'll kill you with what? With a gun was like very much in character, which I mean, obviously I'm not like gonna teach you anything when I say like scriptwriting comes from characters. We know this. But like it very clearly shows that you covered these characters to their fullest extent, and that's why it works so well. Just to like throw in my 2 cents, love the docks scene. really liked the scene at the docks. I thought it was awesome.
Yeah.
And I liked that. I don't know, like I said, you can really get a sense of for the characters and their relationship in that sequence from like 15 to like 20 or whatever it is. I really liked that.
I was gonna comment that I felt like I needed a lot more, and then I got to the end and realized it was not good.
You're like, what the hell? It's not. Yeah, it's not.
Although that scene towards the end of this one with the Mia and they're talking about their family and stuff,
Yeah.
that first time we're like introduced.
There's a time jump. I have like a little thing that says like
Where?
uh to something 1997. Open is
Oh, here.
yeah, October 4th, 1997. Yeah, I don't know, like you might have missed it, but there's been like quite a few
I've
time jumps where it just says like
Beginning.
October something like no, you're fine, yeah.
This guy uses
Yeah.
a millionaire.
It were like when their first concert, it was a time jump, it had
Yeah.
a date, and then
I
after that
saw
it
it
was
was
a
in
date.
19.
Okay, cool, yeah.
Yeah.
Are you Are you planning on getting to 100 pages?
I'm probably gonna get around like 110.
That's what I was shooting for, but I don't know if I'll make it in time.
So I'm not like, come on, man, purposely write 110, 120.
But that's how long your story you
Yeah.
think it would take to
And I
finish.
think
wrap
that
up.
that's a
Yeah, because like right now, like this is where Jasper, because what I have written, like after I turn this in, Wiley and Jasper actually do turn in the money. Years go by, never turn the money back into me.
Mhm.
All right, we're gonna get the money now. And Boyle actually knows about it. So they go and Boyle, no matter what, he's tired of Wiley's shit, actually shoots Wiley, kills him.
I remember something
And-
like this in the pitch.
Yeah, so this scares Jasper now. He's total shock mode. And that's kind of like going into the third act where like there's this big event now happening. The Sydney, like the rest of the crew has left him too.
Yeah.
So and like also when he gets back home, like there's like a divorce paper on the table too. Like all this shit's hitting him right now, everyone's leaving. And like that's where like I just finished that. So like the third act, I'm now about to write the third act. So
Gotcha.
Yeah.
That's where I'm kind of at.
cool, cool.
I'm a bit still in the second act, but yeah, getting to it.
I left some really small comments about like word choice or
Sure.
flow or whatever, but
Sure.
other than that, like I don't have any other big comments.
I made like a note sheet on my phone where it was like all the characters I have. And I'm like, all right, how should they talk?
Yeah.
So when I keep writing, I don't like forget where it's like all of a sudden they start talking like
Dude,
someone else.
Yeah.
That's the issue I have. I
No,
usually go
me
back
too.
at the end and I clean it up. I'm like, oh
Yeah.
wait, he did not sound like this in that scene.
Yeah.
So
So
promise for
Yeah.
later.
thank you.
Are you gonna work on your script over summer, you think?
Well, I'm gonna finish it this week, but I'll love to clean it up and everything and just kind of
She knows people, so like if you finish it, she might hook you up with like, I don't know, maybe like an interview at Netflix or something.
Yeah, she
Here's a lot. I
Read
mean,
my
like
script.
it's just
Thank you.
it's still bonkers enough, but so grounded, like
Yeah.
so that it's not too crazy.
Yeah, I don't know, like I feel
I can
like
totally see it getting made.
yeah, like I feel like all the stuff I've written is kind of like small grounded stuff because it's realistic and we had guidelines.
Yeah.
Thinking fast. So like she's like you can write whatever, and I was like I would love to write like a blockbuster and but like in my
Yeah.
own way.
And like I
My
tried the
own
grounded
little
stuff,
spectacle.
but that's just not my style, man.
But you
It's
just
just
like
like-
it's
I don't
most
think-
extreme. Most of that is like so ambitious that it's like a
Yeah.
challenge for you to tackle.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like this is a challenge rather than more of
Dude,
like.
should I upload the 100-page Metallica script I wrote? Like it's just filled to the brim with Metallica music. It's about like dogs
remember
and
you told me.
monsters and God, it was so fun writing
I
that.
will say,
God. Yeah, those are the
obviously,
soundtrack titles.
been writing feature length for the whole fucking year, the whole
Yeah.
semester. I went back and I was like touching up like one of my short screenplays. I was like, this is the easiest shit I've ever done in my like comparing what we just
Like,
tackled
yeah.
to like
No, yeah.
like I used to struggle with like these 12 to 15 page scripts and like
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I'll just do this, this, and this. And I was like, that was so easy.
I wrote Ackerwood in a single night, like the short film version.
you were like,
I
damn.
got to pitch it.
You were like, damn, that's nothing.
I was
Isn't it
really
weird?
disappointed when they
The-
were like, no,
the,
that much effort into it.
the-
But it's still fun.
We Are on Fire, the one that are you still down to edit that by the way?
Dude, I'll have to talk to you about that. I am, but I'm gone for the end of June till the beginning of July. So, but and also I'm graduating, so I don't have access to the editing base, but we can figure that out. Sure. But I'd totally be down to do After Effects. Or like learn.
Just buy Final Cut. I thought
Is it so much easier? Because I don't have a Mac. is
See,
the problem.
okay, so I prefer Premiere Pro over anything.
I do, but it
but
runs like shit.
The thing with Premiere Pro is a subscription. Final Cut,
It's one time
a
buy.
one-time purchase, and
Yeah,
also
so-
think about all the movies that have been made on Final Cut. I don't know if you know, but like one of the biggest films, Social Network, No Country for Old Men.
That makes sense.
I like Googled all that, and I'm like, is this a worth purchase? I saw the movies, I'm like, oh shit, I'm gonna buy myself some Final
No,
Cut.
and I want to. I just don't want a Mac, and I don't know why.
Oh, it's for
No.
Mac only, right?
Yeah,
Exclusive
it's.
thing?
I just
What do you use?
PC and Windows, and I use a Premiere. But Premiere runs like absolute dog ass right now, like on my system.
Dog
It sucks.
ass.
It sucks. Like I can't get anything done
I
without.
really want to start learning
Chubby.
DaVinci because I feel like everyone's using DaVinci, and I feel like everyone wants people that know how to
Yeah,
use
it's a
DaVinci.
lot of people
I'm-
are
I'm
converting
thinking
over
of
to
switching
DaVinci,
to
DaVinci.
which I hate because if I'm being honest, the software of DaVinci
Sucks.
It's very
It's
simple, but
Yeah.
it.
It's like the main.
Every
probably
time-
gonna chug on my computer like
like every time I have ever opened DaVinci, there is a problem that I have never ever seen before, and nobody has like knows how to fix it. And then I will restart it, and then a new problem will happen that I've never fucking seen before. That I look online and like only 3 other people have ever had this happen, and they're like, "Yeah, I had to uninstall and reinstall everything."
I will say
I've done it like
Premiere
5 times.
has its issues,
And
but there's a lot of there is a lot of
Hard.
work for like if your computer crashes or a render doesn't work properly. There's usually a way around it, but what I hear about with DaVinci is it takes like days sometimes to fucking figure out the problem, troubleshoot it.
Yeah, it sticks it too.
So
Sometimes I do
maybe I
Final
will
Cut.
just stick to Premiere. But yeah, I'd still love to. I want to make CGI fire. I was watching videos on how to do it, and it looks very doable. I just need the hardware to do it, and that's all I'm
I was
concerned
looking
about.
into it as well because I was like, obviously, I'm going to be right next to you while we try to figure this shit out.
Yeah,
And I think we can do it,
I think we can. It'd
especially
take me a while, but I could definitely.
especially the way I have it written right now. The first 2 fires we see, we can definitely do practically, which makes things a lot
Yeah.
easier for you.
I think because
It's like the last 2 or 3 where it's like we're gonna need.
are you doing fires like inside the house and stuff like that?
So the first fire we see is a piece of paper stapled to a like a light post, and it's just burning from the corner. We can very easily do that
Just
practically.
practically, yeah.
And then the second fire we see is a trash can fire, which again we can easily do practically. Just
I feel like the hardest thing for CGI is like CGI water.
No,
like
yeah, I agree. Fire's pretty easy because it's playing off the refraction of light, which on the eye is a lot trickier.
Well, like I was watching Relic, which I still recommend you guys, but like there's a scene where like water's like flooding the house, and the water's just moving so gracefully. I'm like no,
It
they
doesn't. It looks
they
like video
didn't
game
flood
water.
the
It
house.
looks like video game
obviously.
water.
Yeah, and it's just like that
Yeah.
looks so damn real.
It's
It's like-
because it reflects
so
too much
nice.
light that you have to
Yeah.
it's really hard to perfect.
Like the water didn't look like
Fire's
CGI. I
different.
just like subconsciously
Yeah.
thought of CGI and water at the time. I'm like that. Okay, now I know. But like
Okay.
I don't know if you ever watched Hereditary and like the flies in the background. They're just black specks just moving. Like and it's like. Zzz,
I didn't notice that.
If you
I
actually
just rewatched it.
rewatching, you're like, oh my god, those like that's the shittiest like CGI fly I've ever seen.
Maybe I should
I
rewatch
should
it again.
rewatch
I love that.
It's gonna
movie.
ruin it. I love Hereditary, but that's gonna ruin it for you guys.
I love to mimic the headbanging scene with my
That's me.
roommate.
Or like if you guys want like crazy good like writing inspo, have you seen The House?
No.
The house.
It's a Japanese film. It's a set 1977. It's like it's a horror comedy.
Yo, how have I not seen this?
You got
I'm
it.
into horror.
It's on the Criterion Channel.
I know House,
There's quite a few houses.
and I know the house that Jack built.
Okay, that one's fucked.
Does anyone remember that house
The House,
movie that Dylan
1977.
Minnette was in? It was like a horror movie. It was like this movie about a house that Dylan Minnette was in. It was
Oh, Don't Breathe.
No. That's actually good, but it's a different one.
That's the
Wait,
second one.
what's his name?
I heard it's ass.
Yeah, I haven't run it.
Dylan Minnette, the guy from 13 Reasons.
And the guy from Wallows.
That's all good.
I barely remember it, but I remember, yeah, the open house. I remember this shit
Oh,
being
I
the
remember
literal
this too.
pinnacle of shit.
Yes. Yes, I haven't seen it,
You
right?
gotta watch it.
But it's
I
like
love watching terrible movies like this. Like I
Yeah.
could recommend you like
This
a
is the
billion
It's
bad
on
movies.
HBO actually.
I much rather watch a bad movie than a good movie.
This is the one that you were talking
Yeah, it's
about?
like nutty.
It's on HBO
but the
Max.
writing is so fucking good.
Okay,
Yes.
I'll check it out. That's actually interesting.
Literally a horror comedy. That's like, oh, it's hard to go by.
I this isn't the first time I like abandoned ship to like write a new script.
Zion did the same thing.
I was writing a script like 2 semesters ago about like this murder mystery, and I think I might want to go back and like finish it.
Murder mysteries are so
Scream
hard.
just yeah, it is. It's the hardest genre, I
It's
feel like,
because
unless you have a clear vision.
you know how it ends, but because you know how it ends and the way you're writing it, like will make the audience know how it ends. You have to be like 10 steps ahead of yourself.
Exactly.
And it's so
You
like
need to
that's
know.
why Knives Out and Glass Onion is some of the best food.
I think it's I think
Love
I don't think they're some of the best, but they are really good because they understand
think-
how to throw off its audience without sacrificing the ending of the
I think
story.
S tier, dude. I think it's something that's like maybe not like as good as like Clue.
I really like Glass. No, Clue's ass. I'm gonna be honest.
Really? Like the
No,
original Clue?
it has literally 3 different endings to the movie that they just show them up. It's a popcorn movie. It's not really
I
actually
think it's supposed to be
good.
good.
Really? Okay, maybe
Maybe you should
yeah,
rewatch
sure.
it.
It is really
To
like
get you motivated
the
for
whole
it.
movie's good until the third act where it just
I can
divides
feel it,
into
yeah.
3 endings.
Divides it, yeah. But like I don't know, I feel like Murder Mystery, like Ryan Johnson does it in such a clever way. Like after watching Glass Onion, not a whole lot of people really like Glass Onion.
I did.
For me, I like Knives Out better, but I was like, shit, Ryan Johnson can make 30 more of these and I'll be okay.
Yeah.
Like I was like, I'll be completely fine. Make like 10
He
more.
always has
give,
the
like-
obvious guy.
I would give like Knives Out, like let's say I gave Knives Out an 8 out of 10. I gave Glass Onion.
Like
I didn't think it was as good, but I still very much enjoyed it.
I like
Um,
Really?
really.
Hot take, but
I-
like I could.
I
It's not
fucking
insane.
say,
I mean, I could like argue it though,
Yeah.
strictly because Edward Norton is in Glass Onion. I would marry that man if I could.
I think like the commentary on like rich man living in a bubble is so fucking funny.
Yeah.
And
I like how was
And how he's just
Joseph,
actually a
but
fucking
Joseph
idiot.
Gordon-Levitt's in every Ryan Johnson movie. I don't know if you knew that.
he's in Last
So,
Jedi.
He was
yeah.
in that, yeah, but also he was in Knives Out. I don't know if you remember, but like one of Damaris' character was watching this true crime show on her laptop, and the narrator was Joseph Gordon-Levitt. And then for Glass Onion, the bong noise that was just Gordon-Levitt.
Yeah.
That's so
Have
funny.
you watched Murder on the Orient Express?
Yes.
That shit was so
I hate it, but I'm
It-
glad.
it is,
No, wait,
have you seen
not
the
that
trailer
one.
for the third one?
The first one I think is
The
bad,
other
but Death on
one.
the Nile actually has an interesting.
Death on the Nile.
it was
I thought was
horrible
bad. I didn't see
Really?
Orient
Have you
Express.
seen the trailer for the third one?
No.
So it's called
I'm
A
excited.
Haunting in Venice, and it's a flat out horror film.
Wait, that's
It's
a
with Michelle Yeoh.
no way. That's an actual sequel.
Look up A Haunting in Venice. I
But
shit you
Is
not.
it Poirot?
Yeah.
Poirot.
So I watched the trailer, no idea.
I saw the trailer too, and I was like,
and at the very end, all I heard was like, "We have monsters that we have to deal." And I saw his face, and I was like, "Oh,
no, but it
I
can't,
know,
no way, it can be the same guy.
that's
bro.
Hercule Poirot, bro."
I
Kenneth
just-
Branagh directed.
I hate Kenneth Branagh so much.
I don't like him that much, but I think Belfast is a good movie.
Wait, no. It is the same guy. What?
Watch the trailer, bro. How do you
I
not,
did
how do you not see Hercule Poirot?
No,
bro?
I just thought he was playing similar looking character, but like different name. I don't know. Because the first 2 films are not paranormal or
Yeah,
to
it's
me
not-
it feels
yeah.
like this movie, if it is has Poirot in it, it's still
It-
gonna
it
be
does, it
grounded
does.
and someone's just fucking with
I
them,
think
like-
they're doing it because of how bad the first 2 were. They're like, let's just invigorate this entire franchise.
That's fucking crazy.
Yeah, I'm like Michelle Yeoh in a horror film. That's weird. And then like, well, that's actually a pretty fairly decent cast. I'm like,
Well,
this could be like a Murder on the Orient Express movie. And then I see,
Dude, okay, I'm excited. Except Kenneth Branagh has directed some of the worst movies I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
Artemis
so
Fowl. I mean,
I've never
that's a
seen
good
Belfast.
one.
Belfast is so
Like,
good. It's such a feel
did
good
he-
movie.
I just like
He directed it. It's like a little biopic of his
Yeah,
like growing
But
up
then,
his life.
have you seen Artemis Fowl?
Oh, it's horrible.
He's so hit or
And did he
miss.
do like Thor? the first
Yeah,
2?
he's very hit or miss, bro. Like it could be good. I
That's
feel like
why-
he just
that's
needs
why
the
I
right
like
content.
Belfast because I feel like it was very tender and it was like passion through his own
Yeah.
experience.
But he's like a Hollywood baby or something because they give him a lot of love in that fear. Like he gets a lot of
There is
chances
a lot of
even though he
love,
fucked up a lot.
Well, I feel like everyone should lose extra chances.
Yeah, but some people get blacklisted for like the craziest things, and it's crazy that he can
Ari
make bad
Aster?
movies.
Bo's Afraid's career killing.
I'm sure it is.
Dude, I think
Yeah,
That-
until that Western horror.
I think
comes
Dude,
Bo
out.
Was Afraid is like a movie that will be taught in like horror classes in
I'm
like 10
writing a-
years.
I was gonna say, I think in 10
Really?
years, people are like, Bo's
So
Afraid is
excited.
going to be like
Oh, Bo Was
in
Afraid.
film classes.
As Martin Scorsese says, I 100% agree with him. Bo Was Afraid is the modern
Barry
day
Lyndon.
Barry Lyndon.
Barry Lyndon.
Yeah,
Yep,
I haven't seen it, but
You've never seen Barry Lyndon.
I think that's
I
Kubrick's best film. I think it's good. Everyone hates me for saying that, but I think it's
So I will say you're wrong, but I respect it too.
you're wrong.
You're wrong, but I
I'm the
respect
only
it
one
too.
that's right here.
Well, yeah, my opinion is correct.
I think it's either Barry Lyndon